Rob, you had made the conscious decision that you wanted to be, I remember you saying, the first person to be tested for a living donor. Can you go back and tell us a little bit about that and that process that you went through?
Absolutely. So we kind of developed our own Get Out Our Kidney campaign to really try and elicit as much support and interest in potentially donating to Alexis and our family as much as possible. So we were told early on that over 80% of potential donors actually get screened out over time because of different health issues or incompatibility with Alexis. So we needed to get out there and get as many people interested in the process as possible. And as we spoke about last time, it was really important to me to be the first one out of the gate to initiate that process.
So what is that process like? How long does it take? Tell our viewers a little bit about that.
In our experience, it was kind of a hurry up and wait process of about 5 or 6 months. I was, doing as much as I could to kind of bird dog that process and get a sense of how quickly we could run through it. I've got the most to gain by obviously being successful. So, through the different phases of testing, some more involved than others, it takes about 5 months, heavily controlled and monitored through the kidney donor clinic at St. Paul's. And fortunately, I became Ali's first match in mid-May. And so that was kind of the moment where we got a little bit of relief for our family.
Wow. And unbeknownst, or perhaps beknownst to you, but not everybody, we would know, there were other people that had stepped up and started to be testing to be see if they could be a donor match for you.
Yeah, it was incredible. The response that we got, the people that we touched, not only friends and family. I have people that I went to university with that are back east. I had people, other moms that heard my story and just wanted to help me. The people I've never even met. So it was just incredible. I think I had said this before about feeling loved. We just felt so incredibly loved, hearing from people and people wanting to help us.
In the end, there was somebody who was a donor match and who became your living donor. Can you talk about, I think you referred to her as your angel.
My angel, yeah. So Rob's cousin, Sandra, who actually lives in Calgary, she had decided very early on that she was going to go through this process. And actually speaking to her brother and sister, they said, she was determined from day one that she was going to be the one. And they were, always telling her, like, you've got a lot of testing to do, like, this doesn't always work out. And she was like, nope. It's gonna be me. So she was always keeping Rob apprised of, where she was and, how she was doing. And she found out sort of mid-May. I was actually coming off my dialysis machine. She FaceTimed me and she was like, I'm it, I'm your donor. And like, we're both just in tears. I was sitting in, in dialysis, like, not knowing when that was going to end, and it was just such a special moment. I think Rob had already known. She told Rob first, I think. Yeah, to give us that great news and just the wash of relief and, knowing that the end was in sight for us was incredible.
And for Rob, it's your cousin Sandra in Calgary who's going to donate a kidney to your wife. Like, this gotta have changed rocked your world.
Just simply incredible. My selfless, caring cousin in Calgary, Sandra, stepped forward really early and invested in the process. She drove the process as you kind of need to keep it moving along in some cases, especially during COVID when you're juggling a whole bunch of protocols with all the testing that needs to get done. It was this really neat kinship because Sandra from Calgary and I would be texting almost daily about where we were in the process. And we knew that Sandra was part of kind of the first phase of interested people from early on in the search. And we really had a lot riding on that. We were, kind of reaching a breaking point at home, trying to juggle all these balls in the air, taking care of Alexis' health and dialysis, managing the kids, you know, Sloan teething, Hayden on, you know, potty training, you know, not to mention work and trying to, you know, pay the bills. So we, you know, we tried to manage expectations as best we could, but, you know, it all just kind of released when we got that news that Sandra was the match.
Don't go anywhere, because joining us next is a featured guest on the show. You'll be meeting baby Sloan in just a minute. Stay with us.